All right. Well, Tashina, you and I are going to talk to people who are thinking about coming to the Dragonfly and learning about how to be a part of our team. And I'd like whoever's watching to know that you have been the star Dragonflyer in terms of being able to beautify the temple.
Star and queen.
Anyway, I just want you to know that you've really taken the level of the Dragonfly, which I worked for 34 years to make, and just raised it up to a new dimension that is way beyond what I ever dreamed.
This is the completion of a 3-month cycle that we spent together, and I'm on my way home, and we're just wanting to really hold the vibration that we've created together and invite you in.
In terms of being able to turn it over to you and Phoenix, knowing that it's in good hands. And Phoenix has been around for 6 months, for 6 years, as you know. And I trust him, and I know that the two of you resonate and understand and see the vision of the Dragonfly, if not as good as, even better than I've ever dreamed. So I'm really delighted to be able to say now is the time for me to let go and let other people come in who have the same vision that you and Phoenix have and that I've always had, but with it being refined and elevated to this new way of being. So if you could describe what you see as the way that you'd like things to be here.
Sure. What I can say is that we've had a couple of teams come in, and usually for a 3-month period of time. And in addition to the laundry and the beds and the food and the guests, there's so much beauty here, and there's just so much fun to be had, and there's so many health gifts that come through Barbara and through the Dragonfly that there's a really beautiful exchange, a reciprocation of work and fun.
And growth.
Growth exactly. So some of the fun things obviously is the snorkeling. We swim with the dolphins pretty regularly. There's beautiful walks around here. There's nice gardening. There's music. There's workshops. There's saunas and jiggler machines and great food, and there's a lot of things that you're going to receive when you come here. And what you're going to give back is, in addition to your 30 hours, is also we set a sphere or a substance that is very important, which is what I feel like why we've had such great fun and energies that we really utilize the Dragonfly to actually spiritually grow. And while we were doing the beds and the laundry and the gardening of what it takes to just keep this place at a very high, beautiful place to offer to our guests.
And a vibrational frequency of joy that I think the guests have never been so happy. They leave ecstatic and looking forward to coming back because they have felt the joy. They felt the harmony. They felt the interaction as being a high experience that they like to be around. And it isn't just about keeping the place clean.
Right.
It's about keeping your inner self clean. And that's something that you are an expert at. You and Will, your beloved, have really gone through a lot of different trainings and a lot of experienced amazing refinement that you've shared not only with me, I've learned so much from you, but also with the guests and with the people who work here. And our clerk here, we never really work. We play work. And we laugh while we're working, and we talk while we're working, and we talk about things that are important, the things that help us throughout our lives. I felt that your 3 months here has really taken my personality and just, taken the rough edges, and you very gently with your love and with your eye gazing, keeping an eye contact, you've made me aware of things that I can make changes to improve and make other people happier when they're around me.
Thank you. One of the things that Barbara spoke of is the eye gazing, and I feel it's really important to communicate with each other by looking in the eyes. And even to the point where sometimes we even request that you don't look away, that you really stay focused, especially if you have something that you're saying that's really important. and when you make connection, eye gaze with make a connection with your eyes to the guests and with your working partners and with the managers, with Barbara, with Phoenix that you're working with. So that's a really important piece that we all do our inner work together while we're, sharing this Dragonfly experience. Mm-hmm. So with that said, and truly it is something that I think unfolds as we're doing things like the vacuum cleaner and not somebody doesn't fold the cord the way that you want them to fold it. And there's all kinds of things that are going to happen that are going to be button pushers, and we use those. Those are great gifts. Those are opportunities to really get free, to do whatever it takes inside of yourself, to not be upset or to talk to the person that isn't doing things the way you think they should be. Look in the eyes and utilize them so that they can get to the place where you're not bothered by them, that you're actually using them to do your own inner work. Expressing our truth directly and making it very clean and clear. And as you said, never talking behind anyone's back. Never really stink talking anyone. I like that stink talking. Yeah, it's like we don't stink talk guests, we don't stink talk each other, and if we have something that we're unhappy with, we go directly to that person and look in the eyes and state with love what it's about and how we can improve it. It's just like any family, those things are going to come up, and we do operate as a family. So with that, what do you say we walk around the place and show how we spend our time and what we do during the day? Mm-hmm. And what, as we're going around, I'm sure insights and things will show up that we'll be able to share more. Well, I just want to say one thing is that I have a certain talent for pulling this place together. And I have a certain talent for working with people on a spiritual level with flower essences and lomi lomi and ho'oponopono and those sort of things. I do not have the gift that you have. And that's the reason why even when you were away for a few days, the beauty level just sort of sunk down. And I'm hoping that by your showing people what it is you do, how you care about this, the details of everywhere you look, having the quality of beauty that elevates you, makes you happy when you see it. I love that myself. I'm not good at doing it. I'm hoping that you are getting better. I am, and that by your teaching, it will help me learn too. All right, great. Yeah, what Barbara's speaking of is being able to step back and walk into a room and see what order, what needs to happen, and her focus really, her talent, her skills are with people. And so what we're going to do, why we're, in addition to all of us working with the people and the guests, it's also really holding the beauty element as a real number one priority. Organization, beauty, visuals, from cleanliness, the whole spectrum on that. And that's my joy, and I've been doing it as if it's my own place. And I hope that you'll feel welcomed and invited enough to also treat this as your own place, as you would your own home. And that while you're here, the 3 months or however long you stay, that while you're here, that you do feel it is your home, and that you are loved by the family members that are sharing the responsibility of taking care of the place and the guests. Guests oftentimes will save up all their lives to come to Hawaii. And that's an important thing to remember, that when they walk into a room and they see what they see, they are overjoyed, knowing that the person that prepared it for them has done so with love and with care and with knowing that this is possibly a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and that we want to make it the greatest possible experience that it can be. So I want you to know that the Dragonfly, this was one of the guests who stayed here and helped take care of the place, did this beautiful picture. Jana was her name. Did you see this Dragonfly? Mm-hmm. It's so beautifully done. Anyway, she did this, and I wanted to let it be known that everyone who stays here, I'd like for you to end up being my very dear friend and leaving on good terms. And for that reason, I have a little deposit, and I ask you to give me a 2-week notice and leave on good terms in order to get your deposit back. So that happens frequently with people who have integrity. And I'm looking for people who have integrity. And if you don't have integrity, please don't come to the Dragonfly, either as a guest or as a person who helps us here, because I really want to be around people of integrity at all times.
And that's what we have here now. I also want to let you know that I love giving everything that I've put together here for the last 34 years. Since 1974, I've been developing this place, and I want everyone to use. Here we have a rebounder, and in here is a sauna. We also have upstairs the K1 machine, the biomat. All of these very expensive toys, thousands of dollars of toys, are available to you. The guests pay maybe $1,000 or $2,000 a week, and for you, it's part of the team package, the bennies. And I like also to help you with flower essences for soul development, whatever suits you, whatever way you want to grow. I can help connect you with a flower that's like a little key to that part of your soul that might have shut down in some way. You open it back up, and you are who you are. And we just encourage you to own your power and enjoy your life. One of the very important things about the Dragonfly, I as the person who has been here many, many years and worked very, very hard and spent many days 24/7 where I get too much involved in the work, I do ask you to go swimming every day. We're only 2 minutes away from the ocean by car. You can take a half-hour walk if you don't want to take a car, and jump in the ocean and get this wonderful experience of being in the Mother Ocean and awakening your bliss. And I think that if it's done once a day, you will just stay in tune with nature and in harmony with yourself and others. To look at this one little flower here, and I don't even know if you know about this, but
I do.
This is the clitoria flower. Can you zero in on this?
Yep.
This is the kind of the mascot flower of the Dragonfly, and I always come by here and I take these seed pods and I drop them off because I want to keep having this grow, because we come out here and we pick these for the salad. And they're so pretty, making our salads in the evening and throwing in this beautiful blue flower, bringing color and light into a gorgeous tasting and love-filled salad. It's nice. So keeping the seed pods, this is one of the little jobs that I do. I don't know if you know about that.
Yes,
Okay.
I do. I noticed.
All right.
But another thing that we do is we just go through and it's spider season often, and we just clear out the spider webs with the broom. Then you got the spiders on your broom, so if you just put them down, they'll just make another spider web tomorrow. So what I do, I take them away. I put them over here off the top of the other side where it doesn't matter that they make their home. And I don't kill them. And I do walk around occasionally and just get all the spider webs around. So it makes it look like it's unkept if we have all these spider webs around.
Well, almost daily. It really is a daily thing. That and blowing the leaves is a daily affair.
So I'm walking through the room, and I'm actually on a mission. I'm heading to one of the rooms, and I notice this main area has different things that are out. And this is kind of a typical day because we're creative here. We're always doing projects, we're getting ready to do things. So when I'm walking through, I like to say, oh, what needs to be cleaned up? So there's Barbara picking up stuff. So first off, I'll just push in the chairs. Whenever I see the chairs are disoriented, I just put them back in order. There's often, I pick up books here. There's blood type books out. Barbara's always doing blood type books.
There's money sitting around.
It's something that, I know I'm going to clean up. So I find spots. There's this bookcase in here, and I put things in the bookcase so that Barbara can find them.
And it's going to be a lot easier when Barbara's not here, because Barbara is the one that tends to have the telephone ring or be in the middle of something when someone comes and leaves things out a little bit. And we're hoping that won't be happening very often.
So the chairs here can always be organized. I come over here, and here's Makana sitting, and I make the pillows organized. Every time I go through, I look and see what's happening. Little teddy bears, throw them back there, straighten the pillows, put Barbara's hats away. She has a place for her hats downstairs. So I'm always taking, here's something that needs to go into the recycling bin. So I'll take this stuff and I kind of collect, and then little by little I go around and put things away. Here's a phone jack. I put the phone on when I'm here. I always try to make sure that there's a pen and paper by the phone. It's just something that I find is really important. So if there's not, when I go and put the phone away, I'll go and get paper and put it by the phone. Slippers, so I kind of just make a collection as I'm going through and create order and beauty as I'm walking through. Okay. And often I'll make like a little pile and I'll ask Barbara, do you need this? Is this for you? What can I do this? And I'll kind of know where certain things need to go based on asking her. That's pretty important. So here's some more things. Like I know these are little mosquito bottles. So I'm going to put them in this little shed right here where they live. And there's a place very easy and convenient to go in here. Often you'll see bottles out and around. Barbara makes flower essences, and we'll have them on the counters and on the table, and we'll just pick them up at the end of the day or in the middle of the day and come out here, and these are all alphabetized in here. So you can just put them up here in alphabetical order, starting A all the way down to Z. And then we close it up and keep it in order. People use yoga mats. We roll them up and we keep them all in this little area here. The big ball, this gets played with and moved, and we keep it all in one spot. Right over here. Now here's a little bit of a kind of another creative mess. So we're going to just pick up all this stuff. Often the deck chairs need to be straightened. We had some little conversations out here in the deck chairs. I put in order. They're all pretty good. We make sure the table is Windexed and cleaned. This chair like this, we kind of just have order. Everything has its place. Everything has its place. This is another area. This massage table gets used, and I always make sure that it's clean. So if somebody wants to lay on it, there's no gecko poo on it, and you know that it's looking pretty because it is part of the environment here. Let's see. Sometimes these are left up. Anytime we see something that's just left like this, we just put it down. This is where our blower's kept. We blow the deck. If you're going to do blowing, which is easier than sweeping, it just takes everything and cleans it all off. We start at the top and then we go down to the second level. And don't blow downstairs and then blow upstairs because you'll have to do it again. Here's a pillow on a chair right here, which doesn't really belong here. See, just always putting things back where they belong. Like that. Okay.
So all we do is we plug it in, we pull it out from where it belongs, and then we turn it on. This is the on-off button. And this is a very dirty place, and it's after the wind has already come. So it's after when nobody's here, between 12 and 3, this is a good time to do it. To finish the blower, I need to blow the leaves that are on these stairs. And what's going to happen is it's going to blow leaves downstairs. So that's the reason why we're going to do this first, and then we're going to go downstairs. There's a place to plug right in here, right under here. And then we're going to blow from this way, all that way, and also from this way out there. So that's how we blow. We won't bother showing you how to do that. It's self-explanatory.
Okay, so I'm walking through the kitchen now, and I notice that the curtains are open, which is a really common thing here, and I don't think it really looks that great to show these. So when I walk by, if I see the curtains open, I just close them. Something I do constantly. It's a never-ending job, and it just keeps it a lot neater. If I've got a receipt here, I'll get a pile of receipts, and I'll just tuck them over here, and then I'll get a pile together, then I'll give them to Phoenix or Barbara. The counters are always needing to be cleaned up. We have 2 sponges. One sponge is for our dishes and one sponge is for the counter. The one with that little lip out of it. The little cut is for the counter. And then we just use that every once in a while, maybe every other couple days. We put the sponges in the dishwasher. We have a lot of people traveling through here and from a lot of different countries, and it's really important for us to stay sanitized. People come and show up sick here, and I can honestly say that I've been here for 3 months and many people have come here sick, and I'm really proud to say that we've not gotten sick, the people that have been here. So I know that we're staying very sanitized, and that makes me really happy. And I think it's by using the dishwasher, hot water, and keeping our sponges sanitized as well and throwing them out fairly regularly. This towel that's on the refrigerator is our towel for our hands. This towel right here is for our dishes when we need to dry. The dishwasher is running right now, so it kind of looks a little messier. As soon as that load's done, we'll put the dishes away and then we'll put the next load in. And that's something, whenever you come to the kitchen, it's kind of nice to check and see if the dishes are needing to be put into the dishwasher. Do they need, the clean ones need to go out? Just kind of what cycle, and that's just something that you just, it's happening all the time. Always neat and tidying up, putting things in order. Over here, you might want to come a little closer. We have a little area that we keep things in. This is all plastics, this is all wood, and these are metal. And we have 3 containers that we try to keep those in. Now some guests cook some food here, it happens, or it could have been me that cooks food here and left my dishes because I got a phone call. So we just keep things moving and clean it. We clean the stove up. Here's knives that we've got going. We put the knives right here. Here's some smaller knives and scissors we keep here. Here's all of our spices. Here's our strainers and graters up there. Underneath are all of our pots and pans. And we do have order, believe it or not. This is, we know where things are here. Here's our big grater. Here's our salad spinner. Here's all supplements, if you have personalized supplements that you want to take, or you bring and take from here, so they're in the kitchen for you. Let's see here. Here's our Vitamix and our food processor, which is used every day for our salad dressings and smoothies and different foods. Underneath this side, underneath the sink, are all our cleaning supplies. Under here are our Ziploc baggies and garbage bags and bigger plates. Under here is garbage and recycling, and that gets taken out actually a couple of times a day, truthfully. So in extra paper towels, we keep spare towels in here, and we actually recycle our towels often. We don't hesitate to go through a couple of sets of towels a day. And we want to come back here. Here's our compost, and you can see there's actually a little pile of towels, so that when we go down, we don't just take one towel down at a time. We take down a handful, and these are from this morning's breakfast. Right in here is our compost, and we do compost here for our garden. It's making great soil for us, and we'll take that out regularly. You don't need to take the whole bin out. You actually can lift this up, and the whole thing goes out.
Compost. Compost. Yep, that's the compost. Right up here. We're right up here by this shed right here. Okay.
Around here we wash our hands often so that we can make sure that we're keeping clean. We keep our shoes on. There's a lot of people going through here. We keep this area vacuumed a couple times a week. I think it's great to have it vacuumed. This rug seems to need to be shaken out at least once a day. I do it. And don't forget Kiki's treats. Kiki and Makani have their treats, and here's some of these. And so here's the pantry. This is where we keep a lot of our stuff in here. And occasionally things fall down, so we just neat and tidy it when we come in here if we can, so that things are fairly neat and in order. And you'll be able to see there's teas and protein powders and nut milks and all our little breads that we make for the morning, and our grains are in here, and some extra dog food in our coffee. There's lots of things that are stored in here, so we definitely use this. We put our fruit in here in case we have any little critters that they don't get to eat it in the night, and this is where we ripen our stuff. This is a cool door. The pantry is hooked onto a light, so you got to make sure you close the door when you're done, because then the light goes out. Our coffee pot and our coffee pot and our Vitamix, they all get stored up here. So another thing, this is our personal, this is our public sink, and also this is one of the personal sinks. Our bathroom, our bathroom for each other is right in here. We always keep this pretty neat. We shake out the rug. We make sure that the toilet's clean and that the basket's emptied out, and there's enough toilet paper in there, and that everything that we need to clean is in there. And some of our guests do use this, but this is your personal toilet, so we want to make sure that that's kept clean as well. And then this is our sink. We always make sure our soap has soap in it, and here's the plants that we do water, and we're going to go around, and we're going to pick one person that's going to water the plants once a week. And that would be all the plants on the main deck, underneath here, and in individual rooms as well. We clean at the same time we do the towels in the kitchen. We use this is cleaned regularly so that we know that we always have a clean towel here when we wash our hands when we come out of the bathroom. Again, washing our hands often. This area is an office area. This is where you'll have, each of you will get a folder, and I'll put your name on it, and you'll have a little timesheet. Woohoo! You'll have a timesheet, and the timesheet goes in here, and each day you're going to fill out the date and your hours when you show up, and when you come and go, and how many hours you're getting at the end of the day, and your total them up. And then we'll go over them once a week to see how you're doing. So we just keep these right up here. Also, I'm always neat and tidying this little area here, and we keep a message paper here for when the phone rings, and often we try to get a phone and a pen and paper here. Other things that are kept here are envelopes and check sheets when the guest has their last night here, when we do the turnover, which we'll teach you about in a few minutes here, that is something we put in the room, and it's how did we do, and this is a little envelope. If they wanted to leave you tips, they would be able to do that. So we put this in the guest's room the night before, and these are kept right here, right by your timesheet. Sometimes maybe you'll come down in the morning with a sweatshirt or socks or something, and you don't want to go back to your little bungalow. And so you can, this is where you would put your personal things as well. You can just stash them right in here on the shelf, so we don't have your personal things out there in the main area. This is an extra refrigerator, and here's some dry goods, and we store things like quinoas and dog food and granolas and nuts and seeds and breads. So this is a real storage unit here for us, and you'll be using this often, and we'll go through that with you when you come.
One more thing is the kitty cats like to be fed about this time.
She'll come around though. This is also where Pearl gets fed right here. These little nails in this little bowl are Pearl, our house cat. Wonderful, beautiful Pearl. She's like a little angel. And she'll come around morning, first thing, whoever does breakfast, she'll meow and sit at the door and let you know she wants to eat. And then also she'll come around 4 or 5 o'clock, and she'll let us know she's hungry as well.
And we have to check off on the checkoff list on the refrigerator that she's been fed, because there'll be different people. Possibly someone's fed her and somebody comes along and say, oh, I fed Pearl, she doesn't want to eat. Well, that's because somebody else already fed her. If we look at the checkoff on the refrigerator, we'll know if it's been done. This is Sunday. It's the end of the month, end of the week, and now we're going to feed Pearl. So we're going to mark C. Gets a little check there. When we feed the dogs, we'll put a check there. And of course, our doggies need to be fed too. So morning and night, we have different times. But basically, if we keep record here, we're much better off. Well, first of all, I'd like to introduce Makana, and lots of times Makana needs love. She will tap on your legs and say, can I get my batteries recharged, please? And I just pick her up and I hold her like a baby. And sometimes I put her inside my shirt, but I don't expect everyone to do that. At any rate, I just wanted you to know that it is getting to be afternoon and time for feeding the cats and the dogs, and this would be a good time for us to put out the dog food, because I can see that Kiki is eating the dry dog food, which we leave out in case Barbara, their mother, forgets their food. I'm also going around right now and turning lights on. This light steps on up here. This one goes on automatically. This one can't go on automatically because it has a touch thing. You simply touch it 3 times. And then over here, we can turn this one on automatically. We should get it on a timer. So it comes on about this time and stays on and then goes off at about 10. So we also, this is where we have a little bit of dry dog food for the dogs in case we ever fail to feed them. It's about 4:30, which is time to feed them. So I'll give them their well-made, fresh food. This is where we have the water for the dogs. And we also have their, see, this little girl just tapped me on she just taps like that and says, can I have my food? And this is their wonderful food. This has fish, and it has quinoa and fresh greens from the garden, and some nice chicken broth.
All organic, you lucky girls.
Yep, a person in the hospital would get well with this food. Okay. Come on.
Go. Okay.
Well, we're in the kitchen here together. This is Phoenix, and I'm going to do breakfast together. Usually Phoenix is the breakfast expert, but I'm joining in this morning. And what we just did was, let me see, we took the amaranth. This is the amaranth. The first thing we do is start the cereal. So we took 2 cups of amaranth, and we put it in the cooker, and then we put more than 2 of water, because it takes more than 2 to 1. We might even want to put a little extra, almost 3 to 1. And then we take the Bengal spiced tea. I put a little salt in it too. A dab of salt always brings out the flavor. So we take the Bengal spiced tea, we open up like so. The tea bags, put them right in here. This makes it taste so good. So I have, that was 4, I'm putting 6 tea bags, because it gives it a lot of flavor that way. Oh, I have a little girl here wanting to be held, because I haven't had her morning hugs yet. Oh, okay. So we put water also in here, like right in here. We put about a cupful of water inside there. Just plug it in, we turn it on, and we push it down. So those are the steps. Then we put a lid on it. Right here is our lid. And then that's the first thing to start in the morning. We also have the water stone. And Phoenix is bringing out the bread. We also, what did we have yesterday or the day before? We have some oats. So if we have like a bug type B or somebody who doesn't like the amaranth, we have the oats that we can heat up and have a little spare something little here, a little extra taste or a combo. Sometimes mixing the oats and the amaranth together are very good. If you just want to watch Phoenix, he's the expert guy here. He brought out some yogurt.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I take care of it. He brought out yogurt. He's bringing out all the different spreads that we have, and we're using almond butter. You know, I saw my niece has some peanuts, real peanuts from Amazon, the jungle. I might order some. We try to get all the best sources of organic food. These, I just found out, these are like $5 a piece now. I mean, this is the wholesale price that we're getting. We have sourdough rye, and we have manna bread. I think the best one is carrot raisin. And we have the Ezekiel bread. All of these are sprouted except for the sourdough rye, which is good for blood type O as well as A. It's 100% rye. Only one it's not good for is a blood type B. If people care, we can let them know about that. So I'm going to heat up some milk, hemp milk, and I'm going to put a little dab of chai, because that's a new idea that we just tasted last night, and we're going to see if anybody else likes it. I love it. So Phoenix was clever enough to put these out before. We put all these up here on the counter. We put them out last night so that they didn't need to be done today. But he also put out the toaster and started some more water going. We got this hot water happening now. And grinding coffee. Well, if you want to come over here. Phoenix, would you want to show the coffee grinding, or do you want me to? Go ahead. Okay, well, I'm going to have to put the little dog down now their batteries are recharged. I'm recharging Makana batteries. If you want to come right over here, I'll show you what I'm going to do. This is our brand new little coffee. Can you see this little coffee, little dragonfly on here? One of our guests gave this to us, and I'm so happy. We've got a measuring stick now. We don't know how many coffee drinkers we have, but we can assume that we're going to make at least one pot of coffee this morning, because we have a pretty full house. Normally I kind of wait and see if maybe there's no coffee drinkers, because we have a lot of people who are interested in health, and a lot of them want just tea. And I have a new thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to make hemp milk and chai. It's a brand new idea. Put a little chai in the hemp milk and see if anybody likes that for breakfast. So I'm going to take this is now one cup of coffee per scoop, per heaping scoop. So I'm going to put it in the grinder. And I'm going to say, let's do, how many do you think, Phoenix, should I put here? 4,
put 7,
5, 6, 7. We'll figure out, we'll say we're going to do 8 this morning. We don't really like to waste coffee, and we also like it to be fresh.
No, we like to waste everything.
So we're going to grind it, and I think... Okay. About that long to grind. And
8 seconds.
8 seconds, is that right? Cool. That's cool, I didn't know that. I'm learning.
The best approximation is my internal clock.
Okay. And then we have this already. After 4 minutes of being in the press, we put it in here so that it will stay nice and hot. Do you get this all nice and hot before should I put? It won't hurt. If we want to do it really, really super, we'll put this hot water. Oh, that's a good way to do it. Hot water in there, just to get it all nice and warmed up. And then we're going to look at the clock. 4 minutes from now, we'll put the press down. The flaxseed is in our last bucket back there. But what I like to do is I like to take everything that we're using, like this is now flaxseed, and when I put it back, I'm going to put it in one of this big bucket right here. It has the blue lid. It's kind of our multi bucket, so that we don't have to go looking for amaranth, quinoa, green. So we'll keep one thing in here, and then our reserve is in the back over there. So we're going to take our flaxseed, which is double bagged. We don't get any bugs this way. When we get things immediately, put them in double bags and put them in those buckets that have the nice seal. And we'll take maybe a couple tablespoons, put it in our coffee grinder that is especially for flaxseed. And we'll nice to have this be fresh. I like to have it be fresh daily, but I understand that it doesn't have to be fresh. It doesn't have to be fresh daily. So we're going to put it inside of our little holder here. And, another thing we could do is the first day, we can put it in a little bowl that has a Makana. No. It has a spoon. We'll put a spoon in it. We've got a new spoon, a special spoon. It's corn. I like it. So we'll put it in here, and we'll maybe we should have a sign to say what this is. People, if they don't know that this is flaxseed, and we don't tell them, maybe I'll make a little sign with fresh flaxseed, because it's so good for people, especially traveling. They get constipated, and this helps them with that. I just found this tea in the pantry, and this is our famous Shipibo tea that I like to encourage people to drink because it's really healthy, and it comes from the rainforest, and also it saves the rainforest. So we make a big batch of this every morning and let people know about it in case they want an alternative to coffee. Even though most people coming to Coffee Land, they want to drink coffee even though they don't usually drink it. So they can have a taste of it and then drink a lot of tea. So that's one possibility. We can leave our little tasting cups out there and then put our tea, promote our tea because it's very good for people. It's got pau de arco. And well, you said that it had a couple of the top 10 things in it, isn't it? These are, I'm reading these here, little coffee tasters, because that's what I do. I don't drink coffee, but I'll drink a little taste. This is all ready to go. We've got our coffee cups here ready to go. We'll bring out our milk, our half and half. Usually we have, well, here it is. Organic half and half. Let it be here. And then we have some Rapadura. Oh, you haven't got your batteries charged as much as you would. You just want more, don't you? Our Rapadura sugar. So we can put that right next to it so people know that's the sugar. And essentially, we're pretty ready here. I think Phoenix, though, is going for, he's taking the ends of the bread, and I think he's going to make a bread pudding. So if you want to come over and see what he's got going here. Instead of throwing out the bread, he took all the ends. It's got some milk. How much butter are you putting in it? Is it your own little recipe?
Yeah, we're not going to go over that on the video.
Oh, okay. But there's the butter in here. So it's butter, eggs, milk, and that's about it? Something like that.
Sugar.
Sugar? Oh, you put a little sugar.
Well, you can use other sweeteners.
Rapadura? You want to put Rapadura?
You can use whatever you want.
Oh, sometimes you do some of the jellies, don't you?
Not for bread pudding.
Oh, okay. Well, looks like we've got tea bags from the... Oh, no. We're going to open them.
Open them?
Open 3 tea bags because we get more out of it.
So we just dump it in here?
Yeah. After we open it, we've got a nice pot of water there that's already hot because we heated it up with this this water here. And then we'll just let it boil for about 5 minutes. And then we'll have some Shipibo tea for the rest of the day, which is a very healing, wonderful, nice organic tea for anyone who wants that. So once it's there, we're going to turn on the water and cook it for about 5 minutes. And we get more out of those tea bags if we do that. Bengal spice tea needs to be stirred. It gets a little separated. I mean, not tea, but the amaranth with the tea in it needs to be stirred. We have amaranth this morning. And we put Bengal spiced tea in it to make it taste good. So you put just the right amount of water, Phoenix. I think it looks perfect. So that wasn't 3 to 1. It was just 2 and maybe a half, 2 and a half to 1. It isn't like your other grains that's 2 to 1. You need more water because Bengal spice, the amaranth is a little too thick otherwise. And this is ready for eating anytime now.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. So one other thing is feeding the kitty cat, Pearl. She let you know, and Phoenix took care of that right away. We put about 1/3 of a can. Is that right now, Phoenix? We're doing about 1/3 of a can, and then putting the can away. And then putting and marking it off here. We have a Monday morning, so we're going to start fresh, and we'll mark off that Pearl has been fed. Cat, there we go. Then when we feed the dogs, we'll mark that one. We'll get this all clean for the week. There we go. Okay, we're all set. We'll know when we fed our dogs and our cats. And life is wonderful.
In this room, the writer studio, the checkoff lists live in this bottom drawer, along with the 2 dry erase markers. So when you start your cleaning, you can just go in there and get that. This is the important part, going over the checkoff list. And we have, each room has a checkoff list, and it has 2 markers, dry erase markers. I'm not remembering which is which, but we use a different color each day. So red could be even and blue could be odd. Or
I think today is blue. Today is even. Today is even.
Today is even. So I'll use the blue, and then I'll just go through the list, and if I've done it, I've done it. Wipe the bench, dust the stools, clean the screens like make the bed, So we just do that every day. And this is really important because it's really easy to forget something. And the checkoff list is the best way to remember everything. And it'll actually save you time and effort. Okay, so now we're in the bathroom. Bathroom has its own requirements, and those are, of course, cleaning the mirror, cleaning the sink, cleaning the toilet, cleaning the top of the toilet. Of course, we also vacuum in here because living in the tropics, we get some termite droppings a lot of times, and they accumulate in corners, and so something you have to watch out for. So we always vacuum in here as well. Take off the handle, do the corners especially. In the shower area, we always check the soap. We provide shampoo and conditioner and a bottle of Bronner's soap, natural soap. So we always make sure that they have stuff in them and they're full. And always check to make sure that people before didn't leave any towels, washcloths hanging over the. In fact, here's one right here. It's hidden behind the door, left behind. That's why we always have 2 people check the rooms. Because someone always misses something. Usually. Not always. So we've cleaned the sink, we've cleaned the toilet, we've cleaned the mirror. We make sure there's bath tissue. There's a spot in this room for a couple here, and there's some shelves over there where we could put more. Towels. Each room has 2 bath towels, 2 beach towels, 2 washcloths, 2 face towels, and 2 what we call Indian towels, which are actually towels that we got from India, which are very thin and actually help us save on water, because you can put a lot more in the washing machine. So I'm going to put another roll of toilet paper here. I see there's only one washcloth. I need to bring another one here. We also put 2 robes in each room, and I see those are right there. We're going to... So we got 2 robes. And the way we know if the robe has been used or not is we tie them twice, which means wrapping around once, going around again, and then tying it off, because nobody ever does that. So if it's wrapped twice and tied, we can pretty much tell if they used it or not. So back here we have the extra towels, 2 towels, 2 beach towels, 2 bath towels, 2 Indian towels, which I'm actually going to put over here because I like them better. Here, these bath towels. Extra toilet paper. And take out extra things you find, like here's a bathrobe tied, what was left behind. And I see that sometimes the clothes hangers accumulate, so I like to make sure that I don't get a million of them in any one spot, so I take the extra ones out of here. One last thing about the toilet, Barbara likes to put a flower in the toilet, and there's of course not one there right now, but I'm going to go out into the yard, pick a small flower, put it in there. It's a nice little touch. It makes the toilet look fun. A few more details. Also remember to vacuum the kitchen area in this room, and once again I take the hose apart, get into the corners. It's always important to get into the corners because they accumulate stuff in the jungle. So now we're assuming I vacuumed the floor, and now I'm going to put the rugs back. So we shake the rugs out. Once again, if they're dirty, replace them. That's just a judgment call. If it's obviously dirty, then go wash it and bring new ones. So. Okay, well in this room, in the kitchen here, I always like to dry out the sink. If I've washed dishes and there's water in here, or I always like to clean the sink before the people come, so it's nice and completely dry. In this room we have a little piece of tile here, which I like to set the soap on and the sponge, and I always wring the sponge out so it's not sopping wet and actually has a chance to dry. Once again, wipe down everything so that there's no water spots on the chrome or in the sink. Okay, one other thing. Each room we have this little document called Good Things to Know, which describes a lot of things that are good to know about the dragonfly, like the spiders, the labyrinth, snorkeling, flower essences. We can arrange helicopter flights. But anyway, this document needs to be in every room, as well as this other document about massage, and then one with the afternoon with Barbara. And so we just, part of the things we put on the counter or wherever we find the...
Phoenix is the expert at shooting this over here. Nobody can do that like him. Okay, so we bring it all the way up here to the top, and we see how much extra room there is. We both agree that this is about the right amount. Then we take it down to the bottom and tuck it in. Now, where it's open at the bottom, and we put this up here right underneath the chin, and then we pull it right underneath and have it tuck under like that. And then we fix it all down here on the sides. Phoenix, you tuck it in, huh? Mm-hmm. Okay, tucking in is good. And we don't wash the comforter cover except occasionally. when it looks like it needs it, or routinely, say once a month, if we don't do it more often than that.
Okay, this is the Dragonfly room, and we've done a touch-up in here. I just want to show you what a touch-up is. We actually have a checklist, and the checklist lives in the closet, and it says daily touch-up, and it says the Dragonfly room, and then turnover, and it actually gives you a list to check off. We got to keep the doors closed because mosquitoes come in. We definitely get mosquitoes in the season. Right now we've had a little bit of rain. So you can go through your list, and everybody must use a check-off list for turnovers, which means the guests are completely leaving. That means everything's overhauled. Versus a touch-up means that the guest is still staying here. We just make the bed, we shake out the rugs, we sweep the floor, we make sure they have enough towels and washcloths, and everything is on the checklist. In each room there's a shelf, and there's 2 beach towels. There's 2 of these fast-drying, like little sarong towels. There's 2 hand towels, and there's 2 face cloths. And there's also 2 towels that are for the shower. I totally prefer all of the towels to be facing folded forward, so that there's not the ruffled edges, that it looks neat when they look in their closet. So make sure that there's 2 bathrobes in here. We go with 1 floral and 1 plain print always. We don't have 2 florals or 2 plains. It keeps it separated, and it looks a little bit neater. So you would just go through. On odd days you would use red, and then you wipe it off. On the even days you use a blue or a green, and they're all right in here for you to use, and then you just go through and check off the things. And we empty out the trash. If the table needs Windexing, we do that. We just kind of touch up. We neat and tidy things. If there's stuff on the floor, we might drape it over the chair, just so that they can see that there's been care. Outside for the touch-up, we would the leaves blow. We're really in a tree house here. We're very much living in the jungle, and look how lovely this is. It's so beautiful. But something that happens regularly is pretty much daily. We need to blow out there. You can either sweep or blow. Blow works pretty quickly and easy. There's an outdoor shower. We make sure that right down here there's an outdoor shower.
Okay, can't see it.
Yeah, it's right here. This is it right in here. Oh. This is the outdoor shower. We make sure that that's also blown from the leaves, and that the shampoo and the soap and the conditioner are filled as well. The bathroom for the Dragonfly room is a private bathroom right here. And we make sure at the end of the day that the toilet paper is folded.
Let me get over here.
We make sure the trash is emptied. We wash down the sink. We make sure the mirror is clean. We fold the toilet paper for each room, even when we do a touch-up like that. And we put a flower in the toilet. And this woman has already come back and used it, but there was a flower, a fresh flower from the garden in each toilet, so that you know that the room has been clean, and when the manager checks the room, there'll be the folded toilet paper and a flower, and we know that the room's done. And again, we just make sure the rugs, if they need shaking out, we shake them out. If towels are on the floor, then we know that they need to be replaced.
I invite you into the bus, and we come in here, and if nobody else has turned this on, we need, in the morning, and when the sun starts to come, we need to turn this button on right there.
Which
so
button?
That it's the one on the right. It says, what does that say? I don't know. It seems
Off on?
off on. How about that? That's and then this is the it saves, but we might want it to just be at a maximum 75 degrees in here, because we want to keep our computer from getting overheated. Okay, this is our dehumidifier in the office here, and when it's all full, it will go off. It will show as being a red light, and then you pull it out like this. It sits down here. This is where it lives, is underneath the computer here, and it keeps this room from getting all messed up. So we take it out the door. Okay. We just take this little thing here, which can get lost, so you want to be sure not to lose it because it goes down in the rocks and gets really lost. And empty it out. You can this little thing right here now goes back in and gets pushed down, and then it gets placed in here, and it is now turned on, and the light is green. And this has to be done about once a week. This is the room that needs to be checked. Also, we need to turn this on. This is the air conditioner. After about 10 o'clock in the morning, it gets hot in here and the computer labors to stay cool enough. So we might turn it down to about 74. If it's a non-sunny day, we can put it up a little higher, but approximately about there is a good thing to do during the hot part of the day. At the end of the day, say 5, 6 o'clock, we turn it off. We don't want to leave it on all day. I mean, we don't want to leave it on all night. We leave it on only during the day. It's a lot of wasted energy otherwise. Very important.
Okay, so here's the laundry room. This is where a lot of the work happens. The door actually has a magnet on it, so often you'll see it open during the day. And we try to keep this room fairly neat because often guests will come and talk to us because this is a major working space. So we really try to keep it fairly neat so that when they come in here, they're seeing where we're working and that it's also neat. So in other words, like the towels, we have these as beach towels. We all have them folded going the same way. We don't have them like one like this and one the other way and one like that. We have them all folded the same way, going the same way, neat and tidy. Same thing for here. We have rugs folded going the same way. We have our little washcloths, our hand towels. These are our kitchen towels for upstairs, and in each room, if they have a little kitchenette or refrigerator, they will get these towels as well. Right here are king size pillowcases, and it says king on here, and these are mismatched. These are just single ones, and these are queen standard size ones, pillowcases. Up on the very top shelf we keep all of our rags, and notice even our rags are organized and neat and tidy because this can get really messy. When you go to do the rooms and the touch-ups, please take a rag, and we'll save on our paper toweling because often I notice people want to use paper toweling, but it's environmentally, more conscious if we can use our rags. I'm going to show you how to fold a sheet, pillowcases over here, to tell whether one's a standard and one is a king. So you want to just take a photo right here. See, this is a king, it's bigger, and this is a standard. And what you'll notice that if we were to fold them both this different way, we wouldn't maybe be able to tell. So what we do is we take the matching ones, and we put them together. We fold them so there's two. We don't fold one at a time. We try to keep them in twos, and we fold them in half. So we fold it in half, then we fold it in half again, and then we fold it in threes. Let me just see here. And we go 1, 2, 3. And the same way for this. You do half, half again, half again, and then in threes. And what you'll notice is that based on the different sizes, you'll be able to tell that one is a king and one is a standard. If you just fold them regular, you cannot tell, and it kind of gets frustrating because the beds have both pillows on, and sometimes you'll grab a king and you'll want it a standard, and you'll have to come all the way back down here. So it's really nice to have order with the way they're folded. And again, notice how these look inside. We try to keep them all organized so they are neat and tidy when you need to get stuff. Okay, and here's our washer and our dryer, and we wash here with warm, cold water. We keep it on superset, and we do a normal cycle. The sign of we leave this up when it's empty. So if you see, it says right here, please leave the lid up when we're empty, and then we know that it's done. If the lid's down, we're assuming that there's some clean, wet clothes that need to go on the line. We use the line all the time, and if we get some rain and we're running a little bit shy on sheets and towels, then we'll use our dryer, but we use our dryer sparingly. We use our towels, anything that's up on this table, on this area, even if it's all fumbled up like this, which often it is because we'll take stuff off the line and we'll just throw it in here. And if anything's on this table, we know it's clean, even though it's not folded. On the floor, anything that's on the floor, we know it's dirty. And we try to keep our towels in one bundle, our sheets in another bundle, and our rugs in another bundle. We don't wash our rugs with our sheets or our towels. And we don't fill this up really, really high. We fill it up just moderately so that we don't put a huge wear and tear on our washing machine. Here's a scooper. For one load, we use about that much. It's about a half a scoop, close to maybe a little less than a half a scoop. And then we'll put it in. And we very rarely use hot water, and we need to use the warm and the cold to keep it sanitized for ourselves. Here's also some OxyClean for some white sheets if we need, and also we have bleach sticks so in case any of our stuff gets stained, then we can actually work with it and get the stain out. This little basket right here, you can see it's got rags in it, so we wash all of our rags together, and we don't put our rags in with our towels. Again, we kind of get a bundle happening, and then we do a load like that. Over here is where we keep our beach towels, and some of these just need to be put away, but these are all listed in sizes and rooms. And you'll see when you come here, like this is Queens, and this is Queens, this is King Writer Studio, and so you can open up, so you can go right to whatever room you're in. You can go right to your container to make it easy for you to know which size sheets go on which bed. Back here, when we are washing a robe, we just hang our robes up. We don't actually hang them on the line. They dry right here. We just put them up on this little hook here, and I'm just going to show you how to do a robe. We have a robe that's been hung here, and we take the tie and we wrap it around twice, and then we tie a bow. And we know that if it's been wrapped around, that it's clean, because the guest will never put the robe back on the hanger like that. They'll always just leave it with a tie draped around here, and it won't be wrapped. So this lets us know that it's a clean robe, fresh, ready to go in the room. And these are our wetsuits that some of the guests use the wetsuits, and these are the ones, you'll get these back here, and check them out with a list out here. Okay, also this is an area that kind of is a little gather for paper towels, toilet paper, hydrogen peroxide that we wash our sauna out with occasionally, like maybe once a week we wipe the sauna down, the seat down with hydrogen peroxide. Here's soaps and dishwashing liquid and bronzers that we use. And this is a whole supply of Ziploc baggies and Kleenexes, and we got some flashlights, and this is an area of storage here, and some extra towels that we actually use. These oversized towels go into the sauna. And on the other side, it's a little dark right now, but this is also where some garden things are and some special cleaning items, and you'll see that when you get here. The vacuum cleaner is stored to the right side of the towels, and again, we do wrap up the cord with the vacuum cleaner, and we keep the brooms right next to it so that they're there, that you can find them when you're looking for a broom. We keep those right by the vacuum cleaner.
So last night, I checked to see if this was empty or full, because we never want to leave it full of washed clothes. We always want to put them on the line or put them in the dryer if it's raining. We use the line if it's not raining. And so then one of the good things to do is fill this up with all the old towels, like from the sauna. So I filled it up and I put the water on, and now it's like ready to go. It's on cold. We found out that cold water is fine. It doesn't really matter if it's warm or hot, and it does matter with my electric bill, which was $750 last month. So we have decided we're going to do cold water, but we're always going to use the dryer at the end. Even if the clothes are dry, we put things in the dryer, and that sanitizes them. So putting them out on the line is also a way of sanitizing, but putting them in the dryer after they've been out on the line is a double way of doing that. So it saves electricity to have them be mostly dry when they get into the dryer, but final a little dry. Also, I don't know if we, in order to make the towels and different things be soft, and the sheets especially, did Tashina mention this is the using the softener. So we use a little bit of softener right in here in this middle area. We just put a couple of tablespoons. I don't like to use too much of it, but it will make the towels not be like cardboard. So that's it here. Then we get it started, and we look at what else is happening, and we come down about half hour, 45 minutes from now, and put these on the line so they'll be sure to get the sun. We want to get that started in the morning. We come back here after we've let this do its thing for a while. Now the sun is up, and we take these towels out, and we go and we hang them on the line because we don't want to waste any fuel or water or electricity. We want to go. We don't want to use this dryer unless we have to, unless it's raining, especially with towels because they take so long to dry. Okay, then we're going to put our next batch in, and we'll get through with our laundry before it gets clouded over. We want to get everything dry before the clouds come. So, and also we want to get everything done on our list, which we now have. That's the other thing that we do in the morning is we make up our list, which we'll go upstairs and I'll talk to you about that. We'll get this next batch started by turning it there, leaving it on cold, super large. We'll put our little bit of softener in here, and we put a little bit of soap. I'll show you how much. We don't need much soap. It's only this much. So, unless it's a very dirty something or other, that's all the soap that we need because it gets it's very soft water and it will get too sudsy, and the water that won't get cleaned out. So we'll fill this back up, and then have one other thing that we'll go upstairs and do.
This area is another common area, and it's got the far infrared sauna here, and also it's on the outside of what we call our Lomi Lomi room. This area is also used for the apprentices' personal area and Barbara's personal and Felix's, so we make sure that this is always wiped down and clean as well. This time of day it's getting a little bit dark, so I start turning on the lights. I put this light on, and just make sure each day that the sink is wiped out, the counters are wiped down, and that there's enough soap in here for us. And also these little cups are kept clean. We put, when someone uses one, they'll put it on the counter here. We take it up to the dishwasher. When it's done, we bring them back down here. This spigot right here is purified water, and we let the guests know, and you can also use it to to fill your own personal your own personal water bottles. Right over here, this area needs to be kept clean. We kind of keep it organized and clean here, and we're always straightening and organizing. This is a private shower that we keep clean. The rugs need to be shaken out, and it needs to be blown or swept. Here's the sauna chair. This is what we wash weekly. We put hydrogen peroxide on that and clean that out. Here is a nice area right in here that we, let's put this down here. Okay, I want to come on in here. Let's see here. We're just at that time of day just before our lights go on. So they're on a timer and all the lights are gonna turn on. But right now, if you can't see it, there's all a bunch of snorkel gear here. and the guests actually check out the snorkel gear, and if they write their name down, the date, what room they're in, what they actually got, and then the return. If they don't return the snorkel gear, there is a $100 charge to the room because we actually lose quite a bit of snorkel gear. So we make sure that they check it out. So if you help anybody get their snorkel gear, make sure that they check it out and that they're aware of that $100 charge and that they actually give it to you when they bring it back. Okay, when they bring it back, they're going to set it up here, and we're going to bring it in this back bathroom here. And this area has a big bathtub and a blue bucket, and we'll put some of the snorkel gear. We kind of make a little pile, and then we put the snorkel gear in the bucket, and we maybe make it sure we have, like, I don't know, 5 or so, at least 5, you know, so we don't waste the water and the bleach. And we put a small percentage of bleach, maybe 1 part to 9 parts, so at 100% it'd be 10 to 90 of bleach versus water. So just a small amount, just enough to sanitize them. You leave them in there for 20 minutes, so whoever does it needs to be checking, make sure that they're not leaving in there all day, because it will start to corrode and eat our good snorkel gear. And then you rinse it off, and then you let it dry, and we usually let it dry on these counters out here.
But I do want to show you that when we put these back, we put them heel to toe. And we kind of look at what size. This is kind of a medium size. Looks like we would put it about here. And heel to toe, this is a very large size. We're going to put it over here in the larges. And then we have already cleaned this. This is already has been in the bathtub. And we're going to put it here after it's been sanitized. So we have the bathtub ritual all written out.
So this area, I always look, there's often, you'll come here and somebody will hang their wetsuit out to dry, and if it's still wet, then I'll leave it. But often even if it's dry, I'll just go and hang it back up because somebody's just left it here. There'll be pillows that need to be straightened. I'm always taking these and straightening them, tucking this thing in so it looks nice and neat and tidy. And making sure that there's flowers in the vases and greens in the vases. Just again, that things are looking nice and neat so that when somebody comes up, they can see how pretty everything is. Okay, so like we were saying, you know, I'm going over all of the physical stuff and all the little details, attention to details, and we're always cleaning up. We're always making sure when we're moving around that things are neat, tidy, put away, sanitized, laundried, and taken care of. And while you're doing it, you should see the environment. Right now I'm looking out. Maybe you could show there's a beautiful environment of just lush green and bamboo and banana trees and papaya. And there's the ocean's right out to my right-hand side. So don't forget to smell the flowers and see the beauty while you're working, because it's an incredible environment. You know, I know that in the mainland right now it's freezing and people are cold and there's snowstorms and people are stuck in airports, and here I am in a little tank top and very comfortable and just enjoying the weather. It's just so beautiful. So you're out for a real treat.
Explanatory, but I do want to show you that when we put these back, we put them heel to toe. And we kind of look at what size. This is kind of a medium size. Looks like we would put it about here. And heel to toe, this is a very large size. We're going to put it over here in the larges. And then we have already cleaned this. This is already has been in the bathtub. And we're going to put it here after it's been sanitized. So we have the bathtub ritual all written out. We can teach people how to make their own leis. As long as this is in bloom, this is a wonderful thing to do. And I happen to have one lei that's very extraordinary. I take 2 like this, and I take one and put it upside down to the others. It looks like a little orchid. See? It's got ants. We have to get the ants off of it first. But then I take these, and I take each of these out 9. I go 9 deep. But some of them are smaller than the others, so that you end up with it looking like kind of it gets smaller and smaller each one until you have, say, 9 on each side. And then you are going to just go like this and put it through. The other way is right here. We're just going to do this quickly. Let people do this because they really love it, and then they're beautiful. Got gorgeous photographs of themselves at the Dragonfly with the jade vine lay. Great advertisement for people who are happy campers. And this is how we do this. We just put this lay needle right through here, and that's what Rosie has there. We use the dental floss, make it the right size, and there we are. We have a lay. What we have here is this the Kuan Yin, and she's 1,400 years old from the Tang Dynasty, and she's holding right here the pearl of immortality. And we like to introduce people to Kuan Yin because she's the goddess of compassion. I'm going to turn this on for you, Sam, by pressing this button here, and then I'm going to take the temperature. That's a really good temperature right there. You might want it just a little bit warmer, but there we go. Okay, so now you're going to lay on this because it's an amethyst bed. See these amethysts right here?
Oh, yes.
It's crushed amethyst.
So lay on my tummy or my back?
On your back. We want your back because your back is hurting you. For anybody coming in off the plane and wanting to get really relaxed, somebody who came and said, I can't handle the road noise. I said, well, why don't you just lay down on this for just a little while? He laid down on that, and then it was all over. He was fine. When he got back up, he said, what road noise? I'm just fine. I'm okay. He said, I was just stressed out before. So we want to put people on here, especially Sam has a bad back, and this will actually take the pain away. So we put people on these tools here, share them with them, let them know that they're available for sale.
Okay.
This machine makes muscle and bone.
All right. Wonderful.
Bustle and hone, I think it is. Anyway, here you go. I'm going to turn it on for you. It's a good idea to hang on, and it's good to take your feet out a little bit wider. Take it all the way to the edge. Then you get more. This is like an hour and a half of exercise in 10 minutes. And you can bring your feet in if you want to.
Oh, okay.
If you would rather, you can bring your feet in closer.
It's okay.
Yeah, it gives you an hour and a half of bone building exercise.
So now we're facing west. And we open our left side, the receiving side, to the west. Bring the earth energy up through your body, up through your chakras. Give all your worries to the universe. And then take the universal energy, the cleansing energy, and bring it right back down through your body, through your soul, through your chakras. And ground in Mother Earth. And open to the right. Pull that Mother Earth energy up through your body, out through your top chakra. And take a big breath and pull in the universal energy down through your body, down through your chakras, and ground again to Mother Earth. And take the gifts from the west, the gifts of the setting sun and a day well lived. Pull all the gifts of the west into yourself. And when you're full, hold them to yourself and enjoy them, and then give them back. And then take the gifts from the west and give them to the east, so the east may enjoy them. And then face north.
Is that north? It's west. Oh yeah, so it is.
Open to the left. And how about if we just do some breathing with it? Open to the right. Big breath in, big breath out. represents the individuality of each of us. You pull those gifts in and hold them to yourself, and then give them back to the north. And take those gifts from the north and give them to the west, or to the south. To the South Mandalorian. And then come back and face east. And so you can start again.